I'm Gabe Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly daily all the time, anytime comic show where I give you your fix, everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we're catching up on Ms. Marvel issues number 26 and 27 with Kamala Khan missing. It's up to her friends to pull together to try and save Jersey City from one of its oldest foes. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop on in together and find out, shall we? So, picking up from where the last issue left off, Zoe, in the guise of Ms. Marvel, has joined Red Dagger to duke it out with a giant chameleon monster created by Dr. Knox. Zoe attempts to show how totally not in over her head she is by listing a bunch of CrossFit facts. Oh man, Seth Rollins, the CrossFit Jesus, would be so proud right now. In the end, Red Dagger is able to take the monster down easily. It seemed to be of poor design, almost as if it was a prototype for something even bigger and even worse that Knox is working on. Back at the Kamala Corps hideout, all of Ms. Marvel's friends put their heads together and realize that this has to be the work of Dr. Knox the Inventor, aka the first villain Ms. Marvel ever defeated. Back then, his MO was going after children, people he thought society wouldn't take seriously. Now though, he's moved on to a completely new target, and that is old people. Yet another group that often isn't taken seriously and is brushed off. This gives a lot of credence to the crazy man from the previous issue talking about a science dungeon in the nursing home. Zoe returns to get this guy's help, and turns out not only is he not crazy, he actually worked for intelligence back during the war. Which war? The Great War, of course. He's been running his own investigation into what Knox has been doing at the retirement home, a lot of his friends disappearing and no one asking any important questions as to why. Now, while Ms. Marvel's friends are busy fighting crime, Naphtali is actually on the case of trying to find where Kamala has gone. First, he looks at the deli, where his uncle who runs the place says that if this girl doesn't want to be found, maybe he should give her some space, but this guy is very much determined to get to the bottom of this one. Naf is joined this issue by his not kosher cousin Alana. I gotta say, I like these two right away. They have a fun cop show dynamic going on. Together, they're able to uncover that wherever Kamala went, she hasn't left town. She has, however, managed to put on some sort of uniform and has been acting strangely recently. What could that be? Now, working together, Zoe and the old guy are able to track the Inventor back to his hideout, where we see that all the missing old people have been hooked up to grisly batteries to fuel the dude's science experiments. This issue also reminds us that, hey, when Ms. Marvel fought this guy all the way back in the first arc, he had a weird bird head, and he has that again. Is this dude even human? Is he a human-bird hybrid? Zoe goes missing, and the rest of Kamala's friends start to worry. Luckily, Red Dagger is able to follow their trail and says that if they're going to put a stop to all of this madness, they're going to have to join forces and work together, which all the friends are more than happy to do. I mean, look, they clearly had their own costumes ready to go. Who wouldn't want to go help out if you already had your costumes made? Now, in the next issue, the Inventor actually sits our heroes down and gives us a little insight into his crazy plan. It seems that he's all about population control, getting rid of those he deems to be unworthy to live. At first, he tried to do this by exterminating wayward street kids, but as he quickly found out, kids are tough and they love fighting back. Old people are much easier to turn into battery acid, though. Understandably, this disgusts Zoe. She says that everyone deserves to live and that these old people have had amazing lives, fought in wars, built industries, and that this isn't how they should be forgotten. Even though at times it does feel like our grandparents' generation have completely written off their grandkids, there's still a reason to keep on fighting. It's right around there the cavalry pulls up, Red Dagger and the rest of the Kamala Corps. This leads to a huge fight with, this time, a giant robotic turtle. For a second there, it looks like Zoe actually ends up getting crushed by this not-so-teenage but very mutant turtle. Luckily, she ends up pulling through, even though the bad guy managed to escape. The kids can only assume that the Inventor will be more dangerous now that his back's against the wall, and perhaps it's time they end up calling for some help. Luckily, before the real Ms. Marvel left, one of her friends managed to take the special signaling pendant that Kamala had to call Carol Danvers in her time of need, which they end up doing as the comic ends. And not a moment too soon either, as it seems that all of Jersey City is under attack by robot-animal hybrids. So that was Ms. Marvel number
number 26 and number 27, everybody, and overall, I really gotta say, I enjoy where this story is going. G. Willow Wilson has managed to wring a lot of good material, talking about understanding between races and religious groups. Here she tackles a topic you don't see very much, and that is cooperation between the generations. A very poignant thing to write a superhero story around when we stop and consider how much of superhero-dom is based around legacy, and how in the real world the lines between young and old are getting dug deeper and deeper to the point it seems like we can't get anything done or even talk to each other anymore. It's also a pretty ballsy move to base an entire story arc around your missing main hero, but the supporting cast of this book is so well developed and only getting more developed as time goes on, it actually works in a big way. Overall, I feel comfortable giving this one an 8 out of 10. So that's Ms. Marvel, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, be sure to take a closer look at some of these other videos I've been working on. Then you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at GabeJoel, so you always know what I'm doing next. And hey, if you like what I do and are feeling in a supportive mood, please check out my Patreon link down in the description. Patrons get exclusive access to videos and content before anyone else, and you can do so for as little as $1 a month. And until next time, everyone, this has been GabeJoel. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you all again later. Bye-bye.